Hello crafters! Today we're making some miniature dollhouse bread that is just a round one that looks like this. Start off with a ball of clay, and my hands are very chalky right now, so you have a little bit of discoloration, but don't worry about that. You just want a nice bread color, like a yellowish white, or maybe even a little bit of brown. You take your ball of clay and you warm it up in your hand, you make it nice and warm, then you lay it on your table, and with the center of your palm here, you flip it over and you press it down, and that's where you get your nice bread shape right there. Next thing you're going to do, what I do two different things sometimes. I take a twisted wire, two wires twisted together, that's pretty strong, and you're going to make like a tic-tac-toe board on your bread. Turn it, make more tic-tac-toe. There's your tic-tac-toe. You use a piece of rolled up tin foil to give it some texture. You make it thin, put it down in the crack. Make it thin, put it down in the crack. Go the other way. Down. Down. And kind of round it up just a little bit. You can take more tin foil and give it some texture, because bread is not smooth. Can you see that? Okay, so we have the shape down, but we don't have the color. What we use to color it is soft pastels, just chalk, colored chalk, just like this. You take your color you're going to need, use a razor blade, scrape it off, and use a paintbrush. First thing we're going to do, since we want it to look like this, is we're going to use pure white, and the white's going to mimic flour, because you would have flour all over your bread. And you'll use the chalk before you bake it, because polymer clay, of course, you have to bake according to manufacturer's instructions. Alright, so make sure you get the flour down in the creases, because that's where it's gonna that's where it would be on a real loaf of bread. Then you usually change brushes, but oh well. Take a light color of chalk, like a light brown, and that's what you're gonna do on the outside. I'm getting it down in the holes, and I don't want it down there. I just want it on top. You're gonna do, and this might even be a little too dark. I had to make it because I didn't have a light brown. I'm gonna redo those white lines. I really want them to look like there's flour in there. Really makes the rest of it pop out. Then I use a dark brown to make it look toasty, and you only touch it on the top. Touch it on the top, on all these little tops here. Wherever you think it would be toasty brown, that's where you want to touch it. Okay, now you can do one of two things. You can either put translucent liquid Sculpey over it to seal it in, and then you bake it in the oven, or you can bake it in the oven and then come back and put in like a matte finish on, gallery glass matte, and you just paint it on there, and then you have your shiny bread, and it'll make the colors pop out a little bit more. That's all there is to making bread.